let's remain standing for the word of prayer.
Let's pray. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all the praise and thanks be to Allah, the Lord of mankind, jinns and all that exist, the most gracious, the most merciful, the only honor and the only ruling judge of the day of resurrection. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help for each and everything. As we are now going to start this meeting for Moroto Referral Hospital, Baraza, and the community engagement, Idina Surat al-Mustaqim, Allah you guide us to the straight way. Allah will please you to give good health to all our top government leaders in their various capacities, so as to develop this hospital and the region at large. Allah will please you also to give good health to all our doctors. We praise you also to give good health to all Wananchi, so as to develop these referral hospitals. The way of those who among you bestowed their grace, not the way of those who end their anger, and not with those who went astray. Allah, you agree to us in your name. Amen.
Lakaranoi, the Right Honorable Minister, the members of Parliament around, colleague RDCs, the LOC 5 chairpersons, the board members of the hospital, the technical staff, and the entire community of the hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. On behalf of the Communication Directorate, I want to welcome all of you and thank you very much for sparing your time to come for this very, very important function. It's Moroto Regional Hospital Community Baraza, where we want to understand exactly what takes place in this hospital. We've had a guided tour on all the facilities, and I want to request that we clap for the management and the board of the hospital. Indeed, they are saving lives. I think when we were moving around, I saw where the young children are, the nursery section, and you will really appreciate how they are bringing life into this body. Allow me recognize the presence of all the area members of Parliament. They'll have an opportunity to speak, but they can just stand up for recognition. That is our host member of Parliament. I see my colleague RDC, the deputy, the host, is here with us. The LOC 5 chairpersons, I think I saw 2. Yes, that is for Moroto. The mayor of the Marble City, a very patriotic Ugandan. Do you have any councillors from all the districts? You had invited representatives from all because this hospital serves the entire region. It's not just for Moroto. It also serves Kenya, it also serves Sudan. Any councillors at sub-county? Lakara Bunerenoi. Our religious and cultural leaders. I saw Karamoja Elders Forum here, presented by Mzee Nangiro. The religious leaders, they can just stand up for recognition. All the religious leaders. I see our mom, thank you. The district judge of Moroto, thank you very much for coming. And then the board members of Moroto Regional Referral Hospital, they can stand up for recognition, led by the hospital director and the chairman. Thank you very much for steering. Members of the Joint Security Forces, they can just stand up for recognition, led by the admin of the division, the police commander. Thank you very much for coming. You know, health is a partnership, and we shall be doing this together with, I forgot the cows. The cows are represented here by the Napa cow. Thank you very much for coming. We are doing this together on behalf of, you'll be leading the health fraternity as the MC, and I'll be leading central government. morning, ladies and gentlemen. The hospital village. So before I make it, I want to organize all the few. Matara Guru Pitta Ara to shega kareya aika ma dear friends and colleagues, these are your area LC ones. Local council is in. So you cannot enter my village before coming to my office. Thank you. So first of all, I want to thank the organizers. Please, can you clap for the organizers for this important day? So for me, I'm really too excited for the first time for the we are having a so please clap for yourself. The guest of honor, sir, area member parliament. So at this juncture, I don't have to waste a lot of time. So you are also welcome to the village, feel at home as we are enjoying our Baraza. Please, audience, you people who have come from out, so feel free, stay at home, contribute for this important day. Nkatu wabala alimuni, ala ona ajokon, ina kisema nito ronda adam, agwelo kanyo kwa daktari. So na kwa ranya hiyo la pako, tulipo, kwa sababu bani na bade to ora dakile Allah to logo. Anya rakampa kilibuyo, irale jotoro, irale katwa. Ara ifuri, tulipo kwa ranya hiyo la pako, kwa sababu wala tena dakile, kanka kete ono ya daktari. Allah karanya rano.
Thank you very much, LOC1 chairpersons. Earlier on, we had a guided tour of all the facilities, and one of them is where they monitor the health situation in the entire region. And we informed that Karamoja as a region, we don't have Ebola and we don't have Mpox, which are currently hitting other regions. I thought you'd clap and thank God. Because it is not for our own making really, but just God who is safeguarding us. So we want to hear mostly from the Wananchi, the patients, the attendants, members of the community first, because we have government here. We have the district leadership here. It's important to get feedback from the community that we serve, so that you are able to improve, we are able to do better and serve the community in a better way. So we want to listen from the common person. If you're a chairperson, if you're a councillor, I don't want to give you an opportunity. I want to hear from the general members. So by the time we invite our leaders to speak to us, they'll be responding to some of those issues that we raise. We have the director representing the technical staff, we have the mayor, we have the chairpersons, they are representing the local governments. Local governments plan for all these budgets. We've seen the mortuary, this hospital badly needs a mortuary. And you know we are all candidates for that place. So we want to ensure that when your time to go to that place comes, the place is decent. So if this is how we are going to do it, we shall take 4 people at a time, and then we take another 5. In the interest of time, I think we can do 6, preferably 3 ladies and 3 men, and then we shall go to the leaders to speak to us.
Iktalakal tanabo iwanda dan angina daunore eda korea pak abo kore tori piknai a program naga tabangina nabo aiche kore ki toromuna aiche kingarin potuna che khau so aklode katama be toge otmo ngapolun apon tamara tangara imono erori oderan to ay akapolon na ngole nyuni tonyo warai akita changa kro anke yabo ngai chenguna e purori dang no elimu tolim agla to jun ge to ona anta na bo to nyono ara na ile ke une opolo ono oi e pontere ne na kolong na ara ko tere woni nyetunga so e bo ko kira la mana ni ko jik atacha elere utunga kro tota chana en kapolo so ge unyo kwanaga le munu mananyu tunga ni kan kapei ani kira nguna to tachagna mo una bas tongara na bo to donguna nche tunga na bo alakara no wi.
Okay, we shall take the first three. Don't fear, speak your mind as long as, but be brief and to the point. Yes, number one, come right in front. Number one, number two, number three, number four. Okay, number five, You are not a counselor.
They can come here.
Number six, come. So this will represent, make sure if your point is already mentioned, don't repeat so that we save time.
So unali mu tungan niche, ngiro chak nabu ni bongi, ni chaneva, okay?
All protocols observed. I greet you all. I'm called Esther. I'm a community member, and yes, this is our hospital. So I have a few concerns. Some are questions, some are just basic information. So one is we keep having stockouts in the hospital, year in, year out. I understand that Moroto Referral Hospital has an annual budget of about 1.5 billion. And then every time we're having stockouts, it's especially prone in places like maternity ward. Sometimes they make mothers buy gloves, otherwise you're not attended to. Imagine mothers in labor, and then you're told if you can't bring gloves, we can't attend to you. And then we have an issue of broken machines. Honestly, this one, the X-ray machine has been down from 2023. It's coming to almost 2-3 years now, and we all know that this is the only machine that serves the whole of Karamoja. So sometimes that people come all the way from Kotido. You reach here, you're told the machine is down. So again, you have to be referred to Matan. So you see what we are exposing our patients to. What is so complicated about the machine that's taking over 3 years to work on? I think we are not serving the people that we are supposed to serve. When it comes to ultrasound scan, it's always breaking as well. I hear currently it was repaired. It has also been down. And when you look at this machine, it's also serving almost everyone in the region. We're talking about the whole of Karamoja. I understand that there are machines in Nadunget Health Center that are redundant, like ultrasound. They are not doing anything. There is no doctor to operate. Why don't we co-opt some of these machines to support the regional referral? When you look at maternity, I would think that we would actually have an ultrasound scan dedicated to maternity ward instead of mothers coming to line up in the same OPD as the rest of the patients. Sometimes maternity is more of an emergency place. And then when you look at feeding of destitutes, we have people here. They bring them. No one attends to them. They are abandoned for over a week. I know the referral has a budget to feed these people, but they are not doing it. Please feed these people. When you look at the people sometimes who die as well, Moroto municipality acquired public cemetery. but it's not being utilized. People abandon bodies here. So the office of mayor, kindly, I don't know how you can help abandon bodies to get taken the other side. You took a visit to the morgue. The morgue we have is still a normal house. We all know what happens to bodies when people die. Why don't we put a modern, morgue to facilitate or to take care of our dead bodies? I know they are dead, but we treat them as, with respect. And then when you look at some wards, you took a walk, you look at surgical ward. Does it look like a place that has patients? Actually, it can easily collapse on your patients, and I don't know how you call the same patients. So if the hospital can do something about it. Accountability. I understand last year there were some sales, auctions, they sold vehicles, some equipment, so we're also waiting for accountability. How was the money used? We would actually think some of those monies would be used to improve some of the services in the hospital. So kindly provide us accountability, we want to know. And then when you look at the attitudes of the staff in the referral hospital, honestly, it's terrible. Especially when you get, I'm not going to be tribal, but I will say it still. When you get someone who speaks Ngakari Mojong and someone who doesn't understand. In most cases, the person who doesn't understand tends to get angry at a person who doesn't understand their language as well. So let's improve the attitude. I don't know, this is administration. The attitude of your medical staff is terrible. Just some 2 weeks ago, there was a video circulating on social media on how a doctor from a pediatric ward was treating some mothers. It was really so unprofessional. Personally, I've been a victim of unprofessional conduct. One time I was very pregnant like this. I went to see a doctor. And the doctor just threw my book. Imagine, with my big stomach, I had to bend to pick a book. He told me he is not seeing patients. And then I'm wondering, I'm in a hospital, who do you want to see? Are you in the disco that you can't see patients? I am just wondering. So let's improve on our professionalism, how we treat these patients. They might be, you can look at them as, they are local, they are this, but the reason you're here is because these people are here, So let's treat them like patients. They are not here because they want to be here. They are desperate. And then the issue of when you look at communication, also every time communities raise issues about the hospital, the non-Karimojong staff are quick to use the tribal card. This should stop. When people raise issues, they are raising because there is need to resolve. So every time the local communities raise, they start saying, oh, they want to kill us, they want to do this to us. So who do you want us to tell these problems when they come? No one wants to kill you. We want you to give us the services that we are supposed to get. It's just simple as that. So that tribal thing should stop. Lastly, we're talking about the sanitary facilities. Honestly, they are very, very poor, especially for patients and even OPD. Today, there's only one sanitary facility serving all OPD. Sometimes when you go there, honestly, you come with an infection, you enter there, you cannot afford to get a second infection in that place. So you find it hard to even enter. So let's improve on the facilities. He asked me to. Atamtile kalimu na ankari mojo, una balango. Une tapita yoko dakitai. Abala angakirone da unono toringi kito. Angina paki aponene ta ngito ngalo dakitai. Mama kolontelo dio tuan pebo hoi enkitolu. Dibone da debo hoi kapelo klinik. Yete yeni onate mari. Ya kuni apukan ngidel ngalo dakitai. Luya maikina nkito togelu nere. Anita pio na ngare. Ranga tuto ngakirona itanere yangi tunga luanye onyolo dakitar emam ngi tunga iten tokech korite tekech eraina akire enana kini apukane daktari ngi dilinga akize mujo ngi tunga ngul night mam ngi mujo tarauna ba khoreche de kyalo dakitar ana hauni alimundi ga ngakirona nga machine yo yeni onya machine bo ko ekisire na peipan ni karibu nguni to kona mami tia machine ngin na ya pone tangi tungane bo ka tante kisire ka pedi pa kamatan to dia ka boy tungana nyobo idia puka na go ba kana machine ngin koria ya ona che machine ka glojo idia bo ko ngi to ka pedi matan ngina ngomon aranga trona taptonge ko dia ate mara mo jonga wo dia no we paka choita mo ya chaka gini to antara we chedeke ana ngati egrara na tapito ni boro lupa na gallery ya karu yege bo habu friji na ngado ngatongalo doctor nyezi aya so ngeve kabala ni boro lupa na gallery ya doctor nyalu ngedele ngawula yapo ni kuwa kina ngedele ngawul ko rinya apo ni kilitiere ngi timun then ni pite dio ko ri pite le tinto to ngi dakitari ane ge pite tinto to ngi tunwa erono chalana kine tengi tunwa tarpe ku pitwa na kitu kuna iroro ngezi bo ko tara kina tunwa na kira dunia mam ni ku pitwa na tingi to ngi tunwa nya rono ne bo ko ke tori pikibro bo pite ngolo tinto to ngi dakitari nyo ni tunwa to jonta ki belen ngi tunwa then I'm watching when the car bala to her. I would have gone. I croak a watcher. Naya. So, both I would have watched on the right kai in yet a yin and Tuana Tamarada unit to one, but every Tuana Munara to pay. Yapa, on the ram watcher, all around free. Whether I knew what new to one and Popolo to one I keep boy. What do you keep your order? Yogo pay Cognera, Junior, whatever Kitunya right one and I near right. Pan abu municipal to gelo ngalu tarne bo ko nukyo ngitwa lakini paka to na idikire na ko nane municipal eti la mea e mai gina tanye piteti yake da kisar ko tere ngitwa lwe dana kinyane to lo tonu ka na lupona the lab tests. By the way, there are some tests that are charged for in the lab here. We would like to understand, where is the directive for those tests? Where are we supposed to pay? Why do we have to pay for tests for an individual? Shouldn't there be a receipting kind of an organized process or a system? So we want to understand why those tests are charged, and yet this is a government facility. I don't know what the young tester Louis charging a one again. A lot of kitara logo. Let a mamma Mike and I keep walking. Keep charging. New chabucha. I don't know. Ni choronin. Na ni doctori. Na ni tunga ankadia kaktar. Kangi tunga uluche. Lebo had maramunara ni choronin no. Etapuni to ane che de keda. Afadhali to baki dikechin ngecha iti. Ngecha choronin alahara.
Yes.
You can talk.
Second, keep it brief.
Alakara MP, Alakara Radisi, Alakara Mayor Moroto, Alakara Nkatunga Dadan Kansola. Erai akakiro akol Janet. But akayenta tonen lala, are akakiro jumping cock. Akalimogin to the Rangtangolo because I was a runner, I was in Kumkun Girls. That's my famous name. Haya, so wakira unakaya unta negen katunga nowe. Ara yung toto na ngidanyere, renyi pezuru. Anai egalagala kapapakech, merepe ikile urtenkade. Haya katara negeri ororeyang, yung akira una buat eketi yakino diyayong alo daktari alo Referral Hospital. Hata ikolongit abu ayong ayaw ka koklo daktari niyo boko iniro laika. Aki periku no daktari abili lake juu. Hani auni awao kwa koklo daktari alosi agenda kimoja atobong because araya peikan ani aboni ango adikinti ang akame dabaki daraka kokwa abonti ayo ne abuni ayo atoria mukwaku inyinyinya akongu konaga nyobo ebalai koku anti ikoku yegenia anasidake kokini megeri ndani abarato pede chietu wanan hata me akani bonyeti yakini bonya na kongu ani aripikini anga kongu ikoku ateri makongu ikoku koniai ikoni nini kwa kongo puriani kinekeri kwa kongo puriani kinakongo ibori apuriani kinakongo atame wonyeti yakin engete na yanga na sakale wayo atama na nasi abeti yakinikako bala na sakali mokini ayo iyo mama ara ibori accident abuchakin that even that la pedio mtuwana na buchakin na kongo ikon koko ika koko boko ni akro consulate atame cha ikokino toko nai anepo ni akanyarare ana administration block Tamara yung yonga buya ato ko pa yang kere patala chang mampa ye yang katam mampa ye yang aka ko na rayo agalana ni ye yayo ne rai abu atema kujidangi no hapana kaya rayo kanyara doctor tembua boy taya ye doctor boko doctor pario chance sama kamel mo knikech but now you're dealing with this kid is getting what they call I am not a doctor but he was saying he's getting what they call traumatic cataract in a eye. Then when I explained to doctor what does it mean, doctor the doctor they said you first wait we shall call you. I even went to law society, wait. I even went to police, wait. Was Mr. Umo who was family and child protection unit. I left from there. Eye is affecting her and she's supposed to go to school. Even no one even to pay her fees, but I am struggling as a mother. You know, always a mother can fail to pray for herself, but a mother can pray for her children. Thank you.
The division commander. wananchi. wastes a lot of time and takes attention of our health workers from taking care of the patients. They are saying most of our health workers are so deeply engaged with their smartphones. You go to a nurse or the health worker there, they are much into WhatsApp, Facebook, TikTok, and so on. And they are suggesting that when health workers are on duty, these phones must be kept at home or locked somewhere in some room in the facility. The same gentleman also said the hospital is very, very, very dirty, especially the latrines, and he's proposing that the mayor should prioritize this and try to secure services of a cesspool emptier for the hospital. I think that is what I got from these two gentlemen that I need to translate. Thank you very much. I'm going to hand over to the last three, then we see how we proceed.
Yeah, good afternoon. Protocol observed. My name is Topot Charles. I would like to acknowledge that Moroto Regional Referral Hospital is a regional property of Karamoja. Its statutory management, it attracts a representation of all the 9 districts. And I would like to be very specific. The first indicative planning figures for the management of this hospital was 1.3 million. Yeah, billion. But if we look at the services, we have stretched beyond. Moroto Referral treats the Turkana. It treats people from West Pokot. It treats people from Magoro, Katakui, Amuria. It treats populations beyond. And that is why sometimes we look at the population explosion of these patients as an effect on the drugs. And I am putting forward that how as the Regional Referral Hospital and the Ministry of Health planned for these extended populations so that you can include it in the budget and can cater for all these populations that come from beyond, than putting pressure and blames on the system because they are overwhelmed. Secondly, how has the Regional Referral Hospital engaged in inter-regional and cross-border engagements to support its management? For instance, we normally go for IGAD meetings. Do we speak that the Turkana benefit more from the Regional Referral Hospital so that we put as an East African community issue in terms of supporting Uganda? Then secondly, these regional hospitals like Soroti, are they aware Karamoja, Moroto Regional Referral Hospital is the one that is proximate to the entire Eastern Teso? These are areas that we need budgetary debates on. And I wanted to put this and say, we need an increased budget through advocacy. I want to come to the second. I have gone through the visit and I've been also a CSO member of the PPDA Monitoring Committee for Karamoja Sub-Region. The functionality of machines is dependent on maintenance. Why are the machines collapsing? Either we don't have technical staff who can handle it, or we lack the capacity. And one of the areas I have put is, if I refer to the district hospital we had before, we used not to have machines collapsing. If the technology is an issue, please build the capacity of your human resource to handle the maintenance and mainstream it in the budget. Uganda is still planning for the next budget. Please make it a point. I wanted to go to the third one. The issue of equipping the referral hospital with a complete laboratory. functionality, I was asking about reagents. Why are some reagents and tests not taken here? Withdrawal test is one of them. Just come and say, if there is anything about typhoid, they just tell you, go to the clinic. Are people supposed to be referred to you, or you are the ones referring? Let's see where we are supposed to be. We wanted to be a comprehensive medical facility that handles everything. And this is an area we need a critical plan that handles everything comprehensively. I would like also to come on board that the management of Moroto Regional Referral Hospital, I am personally disappointed. Being a member of the PPDA Contract Monitoring Committee, why are you silent on UPDF with the oxygen generating facility? The procurement disposal entity is UPDF, and monitoring has been a problem. We don't know the start date. We cannot be referred to the budget. There is no signing post as a procurement standard. All the rest of the signing posts are outside. Only the one of UPDF is not there. I wanted to appeal to the engineering brigade of the 3rd Division that we are demanding for the immediate completion of that oxygen machine. It is our rights as citizens to demand for that. And one of it is we would like to put even a public audit into the procurement process and why completion has gone beyond the date recommended. And I'm appealing to RDC, be fearless and task the Office of the Auditor General and the IGG to stop mentioning the word that is above us, what is below us. It's not why there is no completion. Is it because you are seeing something below us? So those are mentalities of intimidating citizens. For us, we demand for the completion. Full stop. Thank you.
My name is Autita Joseph, a sub-county chairperson of Rupa. And the reason why I've come to speak today is because I'm not a member of the board. I want first of all to thank the government of Uganda for first of all remembering Karamoja, for us also to have a referral hospital. We've been pushing for this. First phase was completed and people decided to sit silence with phase 1 and phase 2 and 3. We have to be bold enough on RDC. Who is going to push for the 3rd phase? Fellow staff and members of this hospital. If you remember when the Minister of Health was conducting some 3 meetings at the hotel, the 4th day, when I failed to hear anything about 1st and 2nd phase, I had to attend the meeting. The last one, I asked the minister. I told the minister, I have not come here to listen only. I want to mention one thing about the referral. What has happened to phase 1? I mean phase 2, phase 3. When is phase 2 taking off? Because our medical staff, most of them sleep out. And you expect people to refer other small hospitals to refer patients to this hospital. The minister asked the commissioner, what has happened? What are you doing? The PS said, we have already identified the contractor. More after 3 years. 4 years. The next day, we saw phase 2. That's why you saw those constructions there. From that time, nobody has pushed for the third one. We have enough land here for the third phase. How can members of parliament, how can the LC5, how can other leaders push for whatever, for what is not pushed by the board? Board members, who are you communicating with? Whom do you coordinate with? You want each of us to come and find what is happening in the hospital. It is up to you to come out with what is in the hospital, what is supposed to be corrected. Now you want everybody to blame the workers. Intensive section is not there. Other things are not there. We are talking about repairing machines. Machines are not working. Why do we bring about those machines today? We're supposed to push them. Are you communicating with all the LC5 and members of parliament of this region? Mr. Topos was just talked about the referral trading people from beyond this region. Government already knows that the people are taking so many drugs. So many people are taking drugs today, tomorrow, yesterday, the other day. Didn't you go around today? Didn't you see the other computers? Before anybody goes for treatment, something is entered there, some data. Who is the consumer of that data? Is it not the ministry? You think this is stuff, these officers are not sending reports there and data? They do it, but somebody sits on them. Everything in the government needs pushing. But we cannot push. We cannot push rumors. We can't push nothing. Members of parliament cannot push nothing. They can't push rumors to Parliament of Uganda. All these LC5 and all these members of parliament, can't they do something in a month? Once in a month, even to see the Minister of Health, to push for one of these things. Members of parliament and the LC5 chairpersons and cow, you have enough fuel. Please, after this meeting, drive. All roads lead, all vehicles of Karamaja should lead to the Minister of Health. So that the next day, on Monday, things are in the cabinet of Uganda. On Monday, things must reach the cabinet of Uganda. And tell them we are here today. This day, we are here. This question of, staying around. Director, you politicians, and you, the RDC, if I were to be one of you, I think they would have sacked me. If I was to be in one of those members, to be one of the members of parliament there, I think they would have pushed me one day with a policeman. Because I would not entertain this. And of course, these members of parliament cannot push air. They need to move with their paper. This is from the board. This is from the director. Director, why do you report? Why do you want to report things that are not supported by the body members and members of parliament? What do you want to go and do there? What do you go to do? What can you manage alone? To do things, to manage anything, you need to move as a team. Not just to drive alone. You will find the other person with so many programs. But if you go as a team, someone can spare some time to attend to you. The ministers of Karamoja, all those ministers, those of Nandutu, those of Lokeris, up to today, I don't think Lokeris has any report about this hospital on his desk. I don't think. These members of parliament, I don't think they have some report to push. That's why I wanted you people, the board members. I don't think you have all contacts of the leaders of this region, because you are supposed to coordinate with them. And as a board, now all these challenges, people are going to put on the board. Others are thinking it is the hospital, it is the staff. Me, I want government of Uganda to come with the phase 3 so that our medical staff have accommodation here. That thing that you are seeing there, I didn't want to talk about the mortuary. I think even tomorrow when I die, I will not be saved. They just throw me there. I think before we die, members, I think before we die, we better put that thing right. So that the next day they come and get us from the same place. Now, that's the last one. The last one is about to, I just wanted to say this. I just wanted to say this one. The one I want to say is about the welfare. The welfare of our workers, of the medical staff. This is hard to reach area. Some of you think it is only those areas, those in Naput and beyond Tapach, that are hard to reach area. Even this area is hard to reach area. This stuff here may not even afford anything in that market because the people around here are not farmers. All what is consumed in Karamoja, in Moroto, is brought from outside Moroto. Then the other one is, these people here, these people are complaining that they are not attended to. I want to suggest that the administrator, the one who manages the staff, is the one who should call. Who is in the other one? Is so and so there. Is so and so there. I'm first of all very happy with the casualty ward section there. Each time you go there, you find some people working on people. I have been there all the time. Even if we went now, I think even when some 3 hours ago we were there, when people were being attended to.
Thank you so much. Protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen. And by the name Acting Beatrice, staying in Kakole Close 4. I am the elite of this village. I grew from this village. And I first of all thank the hospital administration for organizing this beautiful meeting. Come again and organize it once more. For me, I'm not going to take long. I'm only having 2 to 1 point that I need really to emphasize on. I don't know, in most cases, when I bring my child to the hospital or me myself, I find it hard when the doctor writes for me to go to the lab. I stay from morning to sunset. Is there a possibility of maybe dividing some of the people to some lab technicians or what? Because in most cases you find lab technicians are few. You sit from morning to sunset. You can even collapse. For me, when they tell me to go to the lab, I feel like the disease has increased. So I don't know. Back to the ball of the hospital administration. Then the other one is, we should always have ethics of a health worker. One time, my child fell sick. The child had rashes. I brought the child to the hospital. So as I was moving on the pathway with the child, one of the counselors told me, what is wrong with this boy? This boy needs to be checked for HIV. Is it your work? Are you going to know that the child has HIV or not? So we should look at the ethics of a health work. I'm not against anyone, but we should look at, we are brothers and sisters in this world. Because no one called for a disease, you find yourself there, just like that. It has to be confidential. Thank you so much.
The Karamoja leadership. Yeah, I've seen the Honorable Member of Parliament present. Hospital management, hospital staff, and the audience are present. By the name's Loma Esther, a native of Karamoja. And also a once beneficiary of this hospital before it was elevated to a regional status. I think I was able to achieve, I was able to do my internship here, and a lot has changed. It was around 2007, and a lot has changed tremendously. And we must give special appreciation to government, first of all, for according us this facility. And then secondly, we should also appreciate what the hospital management and team are doing. They do a lot to ensure that work in the they do a lot in order to save our health. However, while they do that, there could be gaps, which exactly we are sharing today. And I'm happy that the community have been given this opportune moment to be able to share with the management the gaps that we observe or we have experienced, to be able to improve further. So this should be taken positively and not a fight or something like that. The entire Karamoja is a beneficiary of this hospital, and so whatever concerns are coming from different directions are very crucial. Now, for me, the major pertinent concern I have observed over time is I know much as we need hardware, software is very, very crucial. There's still a gap in software. Software in situations of people-centered skills. We have a gap, or the hospital has a gap in software, a concept where they are able to manage the communities that come to seek for services. And so because of that, those could be concerns like issues of language barrier, issues of communication, issues of empathy while you are communicating to sick people, to mention but a few. And for me, my question to the hospital management is, are there avenues where our staff are taken to acquire some of these skills so that we curb on some of these gaps? Then besides that, I would also suggest that, is it possible for the hospital management, I don't know how often they have interaction together as a team in the hospital, to be able to understand, because even the staff that we see here have challenges. Now, last week or 2 weeks ago, I was moving around. There was a patient I was seeing around, and there was a notice saying, do not attack our staff. In case you have a concern, you should report to the what? To the management. Then it came to my mind. I mean, it was a question, it was a concern that, does it mean that there are fights here in the hospital or what? And how are these resolved? And some of these concerns are just as a result of lack of these skills. So let us see how the management can enable the hospital personnel acquire some of these skills that are lacking in order to attend to patients. Yeah, I have an experience, a very ordeal experience, but I won't share here, about what happened in relation to how rude a nurse was when I brought a child for immunization. So, and then I also want to understand who gives checks and balances to the hospital management. Can the regional leadership of Karamoja come in? I know I've been hearing about a hospital, is it hospital board or some? No, health something committee, district committee. We have a health district committee in place. Hospital committee, yeah. I have heard about, this is a region, so it is management board. So I don't know, for me, is there a way that these checks and balance mechanisms can create efficiency and effectiveness and efficiency to enable each of us, all stakeholders involved, play their role? Yeah. So these are the major. Of course, a lot of things were raised earlier by our sister. Very pertinent things like attitude issues. I know will be solved in case some of these that have risen are handled. Thank you very much.
We need to give ourselves a very, very big hand clap for that feedback. When we get that feedback from the community, we are able to take corrective action. I want to ask that the few comments are translated into the local language so that our people pick this. But allow me to recognize the leadership from Kotido. I see Kacheri Boy, the son of a peasant. This you can just wave to your people. And then the mayor, did I see the mayor Kotido? Yes, the mayor Kotido is also here. Thank you very much for coming. This is a regional gathering and we are happy that you've joined us. I think the UPDF officer has gone, but will be there at hand. But I want to ask my co-director just to translate very briefly, and then we shall go to respond this. I want to guide that there were questions here which were being raised, and they were going to the hospital board and management. There are those that were for the member of parliament. There are those that are for the political leadership. So kindly take note and respond in your remarks. Respond to those issues that affect your area and docket. I thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much. The people who raised questions, some of them were able to do both in the local language and in English. I was also able to translate some. But I've also got a note from one of the members of the community. He's appealing to the Moroto Regional Referral Hospital Administration. 1, promote transparency by displaying publicly the income and expenditures for each quarter that you received from the center. This needs to be displayed just like we do in the health units, where they display the PHC grants. This needs to be displayed in each of the 9 Karamoja district notice boards to inform of administrative dispensation in the region. This is a note from one of the community members. And so I think the respective authorities who have received these questions, I hope you have been able to take note of those. Where we have been able to translate, we translated for you to get a deeper insight of some of this information. So I don't know how we need to proceed. Should we open for more questions, or we first give responses to the first 6?
I think we need to get the concerns of the medical health workers as well. Because I'm sure they also have concerns that they have against the community and also maybe against management. Like we say, this is not a witch hunt. There will be no reprimanding here. They will not punish any health worker. Please come and voice out your concerns. I don't know, do we take 4? Or if you have a leadership, maybe you have the LOC, one of the health workers, he can speak on behalf of the rest. Or you also want to respond to some of the issues that the community has raised. Yes, we want to hear from you. Some issues may not be. Yes, please come this side. Please come this side. Yes, we want to see you. Feel free. This is a very positive engagement. We are fully protected.
Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Gladys Atto. I'm the doctor for eyes. I only have one concern for... You're not hearing me? Okay. So, patients, when you come to the hospital, There are things that as health workers we expect from you. Now, my big experience with the patients that I get in touch with is that you don't know your rights. You don't know that when a doctor is seeing you, you have the right to ask questions about what disease the doctor is saying you have. You always think the doctor knows everything and you do not demand to know. I take my patients to theater, they are not asking questions about what is being done to them. And that is a very big problem. It is your right to always want to know. If I tell you that you have cataract, ask me, what is cataract? What are the treatment options? Is there medicines only or it's strictly surgery? I don't get these questions from you. And you go back and then start using wrong medications and this affects us. So this is your responsibility. You have a right to know what is or is not done on you. It's not a crime. Don't feel intimidated to ask questions about your health, about the health of your child, and about the health of your relative. I hope you're together on this. For me, that is the relationship we are supposed to have. Ask questions as much as possible. And then I know many times we have challenges with patients who come from Pokot because of language barrier. Now, many of us here don't know Pokot. And this is my advice. Pick someone and come with someone who can always translate for you. At least, because even if we get 3 translators, they're not going to be everywhere to be able to tell you. I feel so bad if I take a patient to theater and they don't know what I'm going to do to them. It's a sad thing. I know you don't take it so seriously, but I think let's work on that. And then, secondly is the things to do with patient education. Yeah, it still always goes back to the same thing anyway. So we always try to, when you go to OPD, they're trying to do education, they're trying to talk to you, to tell you what is needed, how to take care of yourself, especially in maternity, things about TB. Please listen. Listen to this information that we are trying to give you. Because, see, public health is so important. It's the way we prevent things from happening before they happen. So many times people don't pay attention to anything that is being said. I will give you one example. If you're going to theater, we do not want you to go on wearing beads. We don't want you to go on wearing earrings. We don't want you to go on wearing nose rings. Why? It's not because we hate you, but it's because even in theater, we are removing our clothes and wearing clean clothes so that we protect you. We don't want you to get infections during surgery. So when we try to explain that to you, it's not because we are being segregative. Ask questions. Ask us, why should we do this? Why should we remove this? We know the beads are important. We know the earrings are important, but we don't need them in theater. In theater, we want to work in a very clean environment. We wear clean things. We leave our dirty clothes out. So it's so important. I think if we communicate this to our fellow community outside there, we are going to get less infections in the hospital. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We shall have that translation in Ngakari Mojong. Any question from a health worker? Yes, health workers? Yeah, that's right if you feel, but I encourage, don't be scared, don't be intimidated.
I want first to introduce myself. My name is Anna Jennifer Echard. I am the Principal Nursing Officer. The guest of honor, all dignitaries are around, all the community that is around, you are most welcome. to Moroto Regional Referral Hospital. I want first to appreciate that the administration has managed to at least make an effort to have a Baraza here for the very first time. We need to appreciate that. I want also to appreciate the board for the good work that they have done. If there are gaps, that's why we want you to come here and tell us where are those gaps. And that's why you are here. You are free to say anything. We shall be there when we shall all be happy. I want to appreciate also the MP for coming here today, listen to all these complaints, the concerns of the people, and take it as something which is positive for us to improve the hospital management. There is no one who is perfect on this earth. Even at home, you have also challenges. Your children will still complain that my mother beats me. My mother does not give me enough food. And also the father the same. So when we are here, we are not all perfect, but we can perfect ourselves. I want also for the community to understand that this hospital was once a regional health center for, and it has grown now to a regional hospital. And it is serving all the referrals that come from 9 districts, including other districts which are not from Karamoja, and we are all managing them. We need to appreciate all the staff that has been here, those who have been there from the time that I came. I thank you for the good work that you give to this community. There are gaps that we cannot manage to hold everything. I want also the community to understand that the population of the nurses that we have, you need to appreciate that the number that we are handling, the patients that we are handling, is not compared to the number of the staff that we have. We have, as I speak now, we have only qualified nurses and midwives. We have only 98. And compared to the population that we are serving, and out of the 98 staff that you see, leave alone other departments, I'm talking about the nurses and midwives. The departments that we have here, we have very many departments whereby all those departments need the nurse or the midwife to be there. Remember also, these nurses and midwives need to rest. They cannot work 24/7 for 365 days. I have to give them the time to rest. And also, when a nurse is handling a patient, this could be an emergency, and you have brought an emergency. Imagine one nurse is in one department. You are calling me that I should handle this patient. I'm still handling the first one. It is also an emergency. That is where we are blamed. I cannot divide the 2 hands God has given me to make 4 or 6. We need to appreciate the work that the health workers give you, the services that they give you. And also, don't think that our administration is just seated. We are recruiting people. We are recruiting the nurses, midwives, doctors, all cadres. But unfortunate part of it, some of them do not appreciate to be in Karamoja when they are posted here. Some of them get lost on the way. So we sometimes get hand-tied. because the staff that we recruit may not be willing to be in Karamoja. They want to be in other places. Right now, we have still put there the recruitment of the staff have come that have been recruited some time back. They are still reporting. Right now, I'm so happy to tell you that the 4 doctors have already started working. Why don't we appreciate that we're improving? We have already received 6 nurses and midwives. They reported it in January. Possibly in the future, we shall have enough. We are supposed to have a total of 1,195 staff for Moroto. But we have only 330. So we blame the nurses for not doing the job, but the few that we have tried their best. We had the question why we have closed the toilets. I want to answer it. Those toilets were built and they were functional. Eventually, because we do not use the right material for cleaning our bum, we use stones, we use copes, we use caveras, they got blocked. We couldn't leave them open because the people would use it until it will overflow. So we have already repaired that. It is functional, water is there. I heard someone saying that we do not have water. This is dry season, but we still have water. And the taps are within. And I think the inpatients can testify that they have water outside. During dry season, we have little supply of water. But we still work so hard to make sure that at least some taps have water. So we need to appreciate. We cannot do much to put everywhere the taps because we need the water to be running because the water level is now very low. Now, I want to appreciate all your questions. When you do not appreciate what we have given you the little, we want also to ask the community. You know, when you have not understood anything, you have a right to ask. When you have been mishandled by any staff, you have a right to report. We have the administration, that's why they are there. They receive all complaints from you. Now, if you get a problem and you don't come to us, you go and grumble from your home. You pinpoint. It is better for you to be straightforward and say, this staff is the one who has mishandled me. That one is very easy for us to handle. I want to thank you for coming. And I know that the Baraza is not stopping today. The Baraza is going to continue. If you have any challenge of any kind that a staff has mistreated you, please come and report to us. And I want you also to behave well. Sometimes when we tell you something, you do not follow what we tell you. It is this very week that we're ending, the mothers from the premature, those who went to premature ward, the 2 mothers escaped. They say they are tired of staying. But the doctor has already assessed that the child cannot be taken home. But you insist that I must go home. And when that child dies, you say the nurses have already chased you from the hospital. I need you to understand that when a staff tells you that this thing needs you to stay here for some time, you need to understand the language of the doctors other than you preferring your way of doing things. Some of you, when you are told to bathe, bathing becomes a problem. So we need to accept what we tell you. When we tell you to shower, it means that we don't want you to transfer the infection from your clothes to your patient as you attend to the patient. So let's accept we are on the wrong sometimes, but also sometimes the attendants and patients are on the wrong. So we need to accept that. We are going to work so hard to recruit more as a hospital. But this one takes time. You need to be patient with us. There is no way that we can recruit from here. It is always recruited from Kampala. And we encourage you, your children, to apply all the time. Don't get tired. Applying is everybody's business and you're supposed to do it. If you don't do, nobody can recruit you without the paper from Ministry of Health. I thank you so much. You are most welcome again.
Thank you very much indeed. Protocol observed. My names, I'm called Thomas Walunguba. I am a principal psychiatric clinical officer. I am specifically here to tell the community members that we provide mental health services. And these mental health services is to cater for all Karamoja region. So I am actually very excited because I'm sure either it was by mistake or you feared going there, but we have a very nice facility there for people who have some challenges. That's where we mend the wires. Yes, and let me tell you one thing. Mental health problems are for everybody. So I am like telling all of us to be very passionate about helping people with mental health problems. We have seen many people coming with challenges of injuring themselves. Sometimes you find a woman or a mother or a father cutting themselves, because they want to commit suicide. And sometimes this is happening because of some challenges in the communities there. So what I am here to appeal is that please, when you get somebody at home or in your facility is doing certain things that are not conforming, that are not usual to the community members, please don't beat that person. Don't beat that person. Don't shout at that person. You bring that person to us here. We have enough drugs. In fact, this regional referral hospital, we have drugs. For mental health, we have enough drugs. I have to tell you this with pride. This is the only, we give our patients medicine. And we also give our patients a meal. That is something very good. So please, ladies and gentlemen, I am here just to advocate for more people, more patients to come. We have enough space. Don't tie those patients and do not take them to the traditional healers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's give him a very big hand clap. I think, Director, that is information is power, because we have very many people who are not normal in our communities. But also, maybe as the medical team comes to respond to these questions, there is the issue of the non-communicable diseases, which are very rampant in our communities: diabetes, pressure, all these lifestyle diseases. It would be good to have someone to come and briefly educate us about that. I now want to take the opportunity to invite our director.
I'm very sorry, I've forgotten one thing. Thank you for allowing. This is our day, isn't it? Baraza for everybody, and we are free. Leaders, there is one thing that I had forgotten to mention. This is about the skip. Skip, it is something that the community go and throw the rubbish. They use the things like the Moroto pills or such things, and other things. We do not have any here in the hospital. If only we could have two, that would be great. And they are removed regularly. Yeah, garbage thing. That would be so great. Thank you very much.
you. That is for the mayor. I will respond. And I want to invite the director. The director, Moroto Regional Referral Hospital, is our host to come and speak to us. Yes, he's coming. I think this is the first one in a very long time. I need to applaud him. This feedback session is very, very important for us. And we'll come and respond to mostly the administrative, but also the clinical questions, the issues of supplies, the issues of blood. I think when we're moving, that was his appeal that we need to donate blood. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Bwana RDC. Ladies and gentlemen, protocol observed. I'm Dr. Pande Stephen. I'm the hospital director, Moroto Regional Referral Hospital, and I'm also the senior executive consultant for this hospital. I'm very, very delighted to host you today. You are coming in big numbers. Is real testimony of how much you love Moroto Regional Referral and of how much you love our people who are living in Karamoja. I want to ask you to clap for ourselves. Thank you very much for the feedback that you have given to me. I take it positively, and I want to really thank you. I thank you so much. Thank you so much, Esther. Thank you so much, everybody who has given feedback to us. That is part and parcel of our work. It is not by accident that we are here. It's because we planned, even in our board meeting, the board is very well aware of this Baraza. We have planned it that for us to get feedback from the community, we need to organize engagements like this with the community, with the people who consume our services, so that we can know whether we are doing it well or we are doing it, or there is something that we need to do to improve. So I want to really appreciate you. I appreciate the leadership. I appreciate the security committees. Can you get one staff to translate what you, so that the local community gets first hand? Any volunteer? Ramadan, where are you? Ramadan, come. Ramadan, you come. We have to show, because
specialist,
because it was an issue raised of language barrier. Ramadan is here. You know, I might speak. Okay, I'm sorry. I might speak some jargon, and I might get you lost. So let me have Ramadan here. Is here for us because we are cognizant of our challenges of language. So he was recruited basically for what? To interpret. He has also some special skills beyond interpreting. He's a social worker, and at times he does more than just interpreting. But what we are also looking at is now for him he does more of a Karimajo, but we want also to get some people who can speak Pokot, because we have realized that that is a challenge also. So colleagues, people who are here, you are coming here in big numbers and openly speaking, telling us, pouring us out your hearts, is a real sign that you really love ourselves and you love the people, because health is for all. And without health, you can't be wealthy. And yet government of Uganda is talking about wealth creation, isn't it? PDMO, everything is talking about the community. And when we're inviting you, actually, it is that background that made us to invite you. And because of the government's transforming the society into middle-income people. Thank you.
Balaya director, alakara no oi achamuni aponere kelalak. Alakara no oi nabo alimuni ngakrong ne yakadelo taiku. Epitengolo kijana kinere daktari. Ane arai arang aleu boreng ini arai ini diawont. Tarapuka na Uganda adang. Balaya tamagna kutoa kotai angalete. Nyera pedorta kwanai akitie tish.
Thank you. As we were organizing this, I didn't expect this turn up. But so I'm very, very much honored to have all of you, big people, very responsible people, coming here and discussing, zooming into Moroto Regional Referral Hospital. The holiday is dedicated for Moroto to see that how best can we, actually it is in my best interest as the senior executive consultant of this hospital for us to have improved services. My name goes up. I will thank you for the feedback that you have given us. We have taken note of this, and we are going to make sure that by the time we want to make this one a routine, that every quarter, because things change, the needs in the communities keep on changing every day almost. So we are going to have this one at regular intervals, and don't feel tired of when we invite you. Please do the same and come and share with us. This conversation is very healthy for us.
Bana bunge de atakinia ebani kinyara unia dene ba banyi de korea pote de lak nai kitola karete aloto mangi namba ngulo apot nai meranaga ragia onet nyolo dia kwa kenai akidongo kinikona lodi on moi koniai idiol ngakro ani kinyara unio pot tolimo de da ngakro na kotai nai kitapite ani kana bo era lodi kinet ken atamari tamai kana ngetu ngalo panene telo daktari Surya muta mukian kena job, ana ara ya kai koroda kuni ai, ya takena tolo dingaren.
Thank you so much. As a result of your support, we think we shall even, the sky will be the limit in terms of improving quality in this hospital.
Abanye di ane lodio na agetojo ko ngakro na kijana kena reda lo daktari. Eke de ganga kinto ya de doa kwa daktari ngulu ikimukete. Ko kini ai. And at
this juncture, allow me to thank my gallant soldiers here. As you see them, they are very strong, hardworking, and they are the people who have made it to today. They are the people who have, otherwise you would have heard that the hospital has been closed. Yes, there is no service, there is no nothing. These people have been able to brave the heat and everything to continue offering services in Karamoja. They are really patriotic. So thank you very much, my staff. On a very, very positive note, I want to report to you, Moroto Regional Referral Hospital is soaring up there in the region, in the map. Actually, the narrative is changing, and we want it to change more, because when I joined this hospital in 2022, they had done an assessment of 5S. 5S is the sort, set, shine, standardize, and sustain. That's a program for quality improvement. It's something that we do to make sure our environment is actually is good for our patients. And everything is focusing on the patient. Everything that we do, we focus on what? The patient. The time I came here, we were number 5, and that time we got a score of 69%. But over time, by the monitoring and evaluation results, which were released just this about 2 weeks ago, Moroto Regional Referral Hospital had become number 3 out of all the 22 hospitals in the country. And we're number 3, following Kabale Hospital, followed by Mubende, and Mubende got 86%. For us, we scooped 85%. Just a difference of 1 minute, of one mark. I think this is something that is really commendable, that we need to really appreciate.
Abanye dia ngitongona ngulitete la longa rena ne ara ngitongula ena kena ani ekecheti chinyedi anyuntere atamare roka daktari lodingaren aloto mana bo daktari nguluche tona Moroto nyedi koni ai nyedi ata aloto me bitonglo itiata ane na bunyo nyedi ara kai wone nambala ankan na ito kana kane ake gogong kang ito ang ulitete la longa rena ne ai na kina kesino yara kon kona namba dere.
Thank you. Thank you. So the narrative has been that whenever you're looking for, in terms of performance, whenever you're looking for Moroto Regional Referral, you start from the bottom. Now this time we are starting from the top. Yes, we are starting from the top because we are a smaller hospital, but not really a hospital that you can ignore. Those hospitals know that we are doing something here. Because Mubende, if you look at Mubende compared to Moroto, the facility and infrastructure in terms of staffing and all that, and the resources, the budget and everything, you will see that there is a big difference. If you look at Kabale, is also another big hospital. Moroto Regional Hospital is among the new hospitals, but we are able to reach that level. And I want to thank you so much, and thank the staff.
Bana bonge de bon yatakinia bekiani kona yo Moroto ke dikwani ki yo kata Kabale ode ata Mubende amara kuingi daktari nule polo kono oi na ione ga onta mo wan wadio roko itete o na itama kono ndanga ni roko itete o kona kitete yalo to bornia rani apolo mere Moroto ji karai neni bordada ni limuni alo Moroto matike ga ona lokwa ra onda ona nakin wape kangi tiang doktor itanyu to atamare onda itanta yakau kidiama.
Thank you. So we have also had to see an improvement in the number of patients that we care for here in the hospital. That means we have increased the access to services in this region. We have increased the coverage of services to the people in this region. Across board, we are seeing in outpatients a per capita attendance of 1.8. 1.8, that means the attendance is almost double what is supposed to be, 1.8.
Ebana bongi dia ebe aloto makona OPD nege etiae angi tunga ngulu ijana kinyo loto mo OPD ayata kinga rotini ngari arai borengi ngini do de unta tamare ajwa kanyo ajwa ngaija kina aijana kina tauna ira munto ngetunga nege merengi tunga lu Moroto bono ijana kinyo anege ponene tengetunga lo waitina waje atate sonda nini ponene te Turkanda.
We have seen an improvement in the admissions here by 11%. We have seen an improvement in the deliveries. Hospital deliveries have more than 10 times increased. We have seen a reduction, and this is very important, a reduction in the death, especially for mothers while giving birth. When we did an analysis, we could lose like every year a very good number of people, of mothers during delivery, but we are able to reduce that by 10 times. Of course, we are not saying that there is no mother who should die during a childbirth, but saving one mother is also what? Commendable. We are not saying we are contented. We are still working hard to see that the maternal mortality or maternal death goes down to zero.
Bana bongi dia ebe aloto mangi to nguli perono kinyo yo boko yebe admitting ai ngulda ngula atakina namba ana bo ngaberda una idoete aloto me daktari lo ana daktari bro ijau ni ngaber aloto mangi daktari ngulu chik atakin ngulda ngul ana bo ngaber ngune to akete idoete enyipuni namba ngolo mere do de untu borengi ne tichila jo kono itia one na ina boya banyi di ebe ngaber una ponene tagdo lo daktari echeda ikelani mere ni doctor gotai redana kinete.
So you've given me feedback on how we are communicating with you. Esther, thank you so much for that feedback. It's something that we are taking on seriously, and I want to promise that we are going to address this. We are going to write to Civil Service College and have these staffs of mine sharpen better in what? In terms of communication, so that we can really communicate with you effectively and efficiently.
Abangi na boy tola karete de kane abongo kineting na amoronon. Lodingi da to pakin tanyu na rata mare. Ni doctor ngli tiata Moroto nege, ngli tiata tara lo ngari nane. Tamagina ko kenai, ke de atake na o do tanyu na repite nglo de ngara ngere ngatunga ejo. Alo to me pite nglo yoro to redan. Tamagina ko kenai.
Professor Maswa said that health is made in home. Yes, am I right? Health is made in homes and communities. It's only repaired in hospitals. So when you come here at the hospital, we are only going to fix those nuts that have gone astray. But most of the things should happen at home. So I want to encourage all of us as a community, let's take on a positive, accept immunization programs, those preventive public health programs. Let's use pit latrines, let's wash our hands, let's feed well, let's exercise and all that, so that we can have a health what? So by the time you come to the hospital, really, you are coming for those which have done what? Well, sleep in a mosquito, in a insecticide-treated net, yeah? And support government programs because they are really planned for the good of the people.
Abana bonge the wana lore, angale urika lore gaone. Ani buni olo daktari ne, buni o just the arai todo bakenai, idio boreng ne koni ai. Ni epiore alore. Tama ikena na ion ikwa karata tota ata papa. Achepichi pongola ngedo ya dang ocha munto. Ne ata moro kara ikistia ete ngichoro nindang, istia ete. Aner kagina ikistia choro ngelota ringa kandang, kelota.
That said, that means health is a partnership. Yes, no one has a responsibility for health. There is a partnership between you, the patient, the community, and the household, and us, the hospital.
Bana ina bongi de anga leu arai boreng ni konai ni rucho kena ngetunga dadang. Egeuni alore bukara lo daktari. Atamai kono konai orucho kena tanyu ne atamare angalete ngetunga. Mer lo daktari bone geuni anga leu.
So in such a partnership or marriage, there are usually terms of reference.
Alato mana iya rucho kena ngena. Iya una tamagna ko kenai. Toto pa kenai.
Whereby each one of us, on my side as a health worker, as a hospital, have roles and responsibilities.
Daktari dang iya una tamagna toto bak.
At the same time, you as a community, as a patient, you have responsibilities.
Ngererea dang kokoni kono ani ngererea alore kama iya una tamagna toto bak kenai.
So once each one of us does his part very well, then we shall have a healthy community.
Kepedoro nda danga to baken muna tamagno on kitia kenai. Anyuni atamare angale inyo angale akiboi.
Yeah, so that is in line with decentralization.
Ara una ngakro una tapitere tanyu na atamare ngakro una ka degel. Una ka ngalu apotu paka kwap la area.
There are also issues that you have raised, but they are beyond my hands.
Young grown I cheuna moronon apeitete.
I promise to escalate them to the relevant officers.
Young grown moronon ngache ngepedoringa da kwa kenai.
Example being the mortuary.
Ana yelo dinga da kekiar lotunga ngulu yangare nikeng.
We are going to have that one escalated. In fact, it is among, ever since I came here, it has been appearing among our unfunded priorities.
Alato amanga krona ke amochari arana yalo dikinete na bera kinape. Lodi atupaken.
And in the last financial year, this one which is closing actually, it appeared, the mortuary appeared as in the second budget call Satura. And they had given us, they were allocating us 1.5 billion to set up the mortuary.
Bana ina krona ka macharungun ya tardan na krona ta une tugutu wereng delenga na aguana ken ngelanga tamar totapa nugo yang delenga lugu ara luai borbeate ara na abanyi di aponi dalam na ngedelenga lu dolete ape billion ka nus lu Uganda.
So unfortunately that one has not yet come to pass, but I know they are processing, and I hope this year we shall be able to get that.
Abana yedi erokong del ngawulinga pona na iya karulogo ngedi epedore akwa kenai ariamon.
About the X-ray,
nato macron atapte X-ray a machine.
It is not in my interest, it's not in anyone's interest here to refer any patient for X-ray or for any services.
Akrona uno ke X-ray un nelo diono tangatunga matany mereng doctor kotai.
But at times we do out of need because we want to save this person. You find yourself saying, let me take this patient because I want to do as much as I don't have an X-ray here, but I want to go an extra mile and do an X-ray from Matanya and then guide me on how to care for this patient.
Abana yidi ayana renga tunga Matanya ma era repun atamar nyomo ko na erno. Mere boring ni achamito ngdoktor ngini. Arai boringi boko itanyu nera tamar nyomo jikarno kaito ani nera monara rupongina yo.
Because I've already told you that our services are patient-centered. So everything is in the best interest of the patient. We don't want to inconvenience to any patient by transporting, by telling him to go to a private facility actually, to cough out money. And we are very cognizant about our government's aspiration of eliminating poverty amongst its population. So if we are sending them and they are paying, that means also people are going into poverty, which is not my interest really.
Abana yedi aya narngetunga kara matani ni atachata ngedelenga. Arai boring ni kuni ini tiono ani ara pukandang abala tamagna ngetunga tolomutai ana kulia ko. Ana bo ke ana na buyo ngetunga nini atamagna ke totachata.
So we shall apologize for that, and we shall say we shall do better. Especially there has been an indication that the Ministry of Health is going to give us a brand new X-ray, which is going to be given. Actually, even Kotido is this is, I think, news to Chairman Kotido. We are supposed to get an X-ray for Moroto Regional Forest and another X-ray for Kotido District.
Bana yedi aloto manga krong na machino nuko na ke X-ray ngoni kitimo kinete na hii lodikinta pukane boka ya uno nga machine yo nga cheo na X-ray ape na Moroto ape na Kotido raja akelepto do lutu borongo.
So most of the things that you have raised, just taken note, and I don't want to bother you so much. I've taken note of everything, and I want to say that I promise to address them as much as possible. And when you have any challenge, any issue that you feel, please feel free to contact administration. This is our work.
Bana yina bo alakara abo kinate na ili mutu yade. Elodinga da tupana kina nga pei. Na hii aniki buyola daktari logo ke yanga diwa una kada kinto yong ni kurian. Yang kapolong le tamagna ko kinai. Yade toloto ko kidai. Kidiri ore ke yanga kro una chamte da moron.
So we have instituted, because of the importance of your feedback, we have instituted, made it routine to get to harvest feedback from you through client satisfaction surveys, which we do every day. Whenever you are here, you are supposed to give us feedback. If you have a smartphone, we have a QR code, a quick response code, which you need to just scan, and then you are there ready to do what? To give feedback.
Bana yedi aloto ma bon kinate una ili mutu yade. Iya akrona ripuni yo epitengolo ikijana kinare da lo doctor kila kara yo ori pa la kara yo na yulo yakata taranga di modang ye epitengolo ko kinai ngolo rame yo ai tengin.
So feel free, be honest when you are feeling, because the best once we get the right issues, that is, we are getting the root cause of the problem. That's how we shall craft the right design, the right solutions for our problems, and therefore shall be able to address them and for the good of the people.
Ebena ye itiare ngakrongona anyu na epitengolo ikijana kinare kila kara ko rimam boko tanyu na nyomo jeke bore ni arnon ani arai kitamti yongo karai abokini bore yanyu ni yongo mo na tamari nyomo jeke eperonte bore ni ko ni nyede pedori ya ko kenai aboken.
So in addition to that, we have also instituted, we are not sitting like Sister said, we have also instituted internal supervision to ensure that we are supervising staff within that. And this internal supervision, I will introduce two people here, but of course I would have allowed to introduce everybody, but in the interest of time, I would like just to introduce the PHRO, please. Is in charge of that supervision.
Good afternoon, everybody. The invited guest, I'm called Mr. Moroto Emmanuel Nodding. I'm the Principal Human Resource Officer for Moroto Regional Referral. Thank you.
He is in charge of internal supervision in the hospital. I want also to introduce to you the public relations officer for the hospital. We are planning to recruit one because we want to improve our relationship with the communities. We are planning to recruit one, but in the meantime, we want to have one person who is even in his docket, he has that responsibility. Is here also.
Thank you all. My name is Ajuk Paul. I'm the Principal Hospital Administrator. I want to read my numbers to you. In case there are issues, you can raise it with me. My numbers are 0772 513 901. I repeat, 0772 513 901. I would also like to add some issues to the director's speech. This hospital, when you come at night, we are infested with the dogs. We have over 50 dogs roaming here. And these dogs come from the public. They come here when they get food here, they forget to go back home. And they are a threat to our staff. They are also a cause of zoonotic diseases. So we are requesting those people who have their dogs here, take them. Lest we are going to take action with the veterinary department and we eliminate those dogs. Number two is that we are always overcrowded. I know everybody wants to come and attend to his patient and so on, but we believe that one patient, one attendant is enough to cater for one patient. So we are going to reduce the number of people that come here because they take in our utilities, they take electricity, they produce a lot of garbage and so on. So we are going to implement the attendance policy. Then the public should also be aware that people are stealing all our things here. They are stealing solar panels. They have destroyed the old fence in the other side. They are stealing the rails and so on. Public, help us. People are stealing all the things in the hospital here. Thank you all.
I would like also to bring Odomel, please. He's the one in charge of medicines and supplies in the hospital and the region.
Thank you, Director, and all our distinguished guests. My name is Stephen Odomel. I support pharmacy services here. The first, I would like to put some facts right, especially on an area that touches everyone, and that is stock out in the hospital, stock out of medicines and essential supplies. It was one of the first questions that were raised here, and figures were attached to it, that the hospital receives 1.5 billion. Why should we have stockouts? Yes, it's a service that everybody comes to hospital expecting to get at least a medicine at the end of the day. You'll realize that 1.5 is a fact. In July, government of Uganda gave us an increment of 643 million, and that money does not come to the hospital. It does not enter the accounts of the hospital. It is managed at the national medical stores. What is our work? When director gets a letter that your hospital has been allocated 1.5 billion, he shares with the department, and now there is a select team that sits to allocate that money to the various medicines, which we have also been given a list to operate under. You realize you might have other conditions and you need some medicines, which we do not have in that list. We are a bit law abiding. We operate on a list given to us by Ministry of Health for the level of care of a regional referral hospital. But then when we are serving, there might be extra costs of medicines that might require to treat your condition, which is not in the list. So the hospital will not be able to provide that service to you. So what do we do as a hospital once we make a plan that this is what we're going to be doing this financial year? Our work routinely, working with NMS, is to put down our orders to NMS. NMS has a schedule. Every 2 months, place an order. But also, they should take, when I place my order today, they should spend 30 days and deliver it here. It is expected that what I order is what I receive. But quite often, they do not give you exactly what you need. You'll realize on a fateful day, you might come and that particular medicine is not available in the hospital. It doesn't indicate we have not given you, we have failed to provide you service. It's a system issue that at times is beyond the management of the hospital and the department. But also, when they fail to give what we have ordered, at least we've done our part. But also in that, as a hospital, we make sure that at least all the 130 plus facilities in the region have placed their orders. So that when you go to Karenga, you're able to get what Karenga can provide. That one is a responsibility of the regional referral hospital. Upon placing orders, we follow and ensure that they are used well. We still do that function here. So, when NMS has failed to deliver us what we have ordered, you have the money, but they've not given you what you want. We are able to provide complete services because the pharmacy is supposed to ensure that when you've seen other areas, the service is completed at pharmacy. But also there's a challenge where NMS delays. They'll tell you after 30 days we should give you your supplies. They take long to deliver. In that period, you'll come to the pharmacy and at times what we could be having if NMS supply timely is not available. Again, that one also is beyond us as a facility. Much as we do correspondences, communicate to NMS, but it's also weakness on their end. But for us, whatever comes to the hospital in that amount of money, so long as we've entered in our records, we give to the public freely. We do not charge money for medicines. We do not charge money for supplies. In case someone charges you money within the confines of the hospital administrator has provided their contacts and we are free to such complaints. But also it's our responsibility to make sure we use what we have well, and we do that as healthcare teams. But also support the lower level facilities in case they are out of stock of certain items that we have at the regional referral. I would like us to appreciate that whatever comes here is given to the community freely, and we take extra miles at times to run around, make phone calls, so that when the patient comes, we have what we do not have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nicholas, come and answer something.
Thank you very much, Director. All the distinguished guests, invited guests. Yes. My name is Okengo Nicholas. I oversee laboratory services. I'm the head of department. Okay. And then I also oversee other hubs in the region through the regionalization agenda. So I want to first state something about the lab, that the lab has improved over the years. I remember I started working around 2008 when we are still operating in a one room. And as of now, the lab has improved even in the scope of tests that we perform. So as of now, we are able to conduct about 70 different types of tests within the lab. And the lab is also a hub. We have 2 motorcycles that move to all other lower facilities, collecting samples, which cannot be analyzed at the lower facilities. But they bring it to this lab, and we do it for them. And what we cannot do, we refer to Kampala. And there is a vehicle that moves within the region, picking these samples and taking them to Kampala. So there were some issues that were raised. Yes. Director just reminded me, our lab is also internationally accredited with the South African National Accreditation System. So there were some issues that were raised. First is about the long waiting time. I overheard our people saying that when they are sent to the lab, they take a whole day to get a result. And of course, 70% of all medical decisions are determined by the lab. A clinician cannot do most of the things without getting what? That result. So, if a clinician sent you to the lab, for example, with the 4 different tests, I can say they have sent you for a liver function test. They have sent you for a CBC. They have sent you for a BS. They have sent you for probably a Brucella test. Now, a liver